Hello everyone, welcome to the third video of modern history series. If you have gone through the earlier two videos, we have discussed the various reasons behind the ultimate downfall of the Mughal Empire, and now we will discuss what were the reasons behind the rise of the autonomous state. Well, by the end of year 1761, Mughal Empire was empire only in name, and its continuous weakness had enabled regional power to assert their independence. These states also continued the Mughal institution in many areas of governance, and thus it can be said that these states in 18th century moved toward decentralization of power and not a power vacuum or political chaos. On a broad note, three kinds of state arose. First, the successor state, second, the new state, and third, the independent state. These states altogether were quite strong enough to destroy Mughal power, but none was able to replace it. One of the major weaknesses of these states was their backwardness in the field of science and technology. This weakness of Indian state was fully enjoyed by modern country of that time, the Great Britain. So, among the various kinds of state, we can derive from here that three kinds of state established in India during those times. First was the successor state, second was the independent state, and third was the new state. Among the successor state, we will discuss today in this video the successor state only. Among the successor states, there were Hyderabad, Carnatic, Bengal, and Awadh. Hyderabad, Carnatic area, Awadh area, and Bengal area were the successor state. Now, what is the meaning of successor state? They broke away from Mughal Empire and arose as a result of assertion of autonomy by governor of Mughal province. The fiction of Mughal sovereignty was kept alive through these following points. First, the annual revenue were sent to Mughal. Emperor's formal confirmation was taken in appointment of higher officials in these states, and orders, titles, etc. were given in the name of Mughal emperor. So, the successor states like Hyderabad, Carnatic, Bengal, and Awadh were such states in which appointment or at the major post was done with the ultimate confirmation from Mughal only. In exchange, these states continued to send certain amount of revenue to Mughal administration, but their style of governance was totally different from what was in Mughal emperor ultimately. The Mughal also had no any interest as to how these states are working. The latter Mughals only meant with their collection of revenue from these states, and as a result of which the influence of successor state or new state or independent state continued to rise, while impact of latter Mughal continuously decreases. Among the successor state, as we have discussed, that Hyderabad, Carnatic, Bengal, and Awadh were the successor state. Hyderabad was founded by powerful noble of Turani group in Mughal court, which was Qamar Uddin Siddiqui. in year 1724. Keep this point in mind regarding examination point of view, as it can be asked as in which year Hyderabad comes into existence. 1724 by Qamar Uddin Siddiqui. This man was also known as Chin Kuli Khan, which was the title awarded to him by Aurangzeb in 1690-91. And further, this same man was allotted the fresh title Nizam ul Mulk by Farooq Siyar in 1713. And further, Asaf Jah, this title was awarded to him by Muhammad Shah in 1725. Hence, Hyderabad comes into existence in year 1724 under the aspiration of Qamar Uddin Siddiqui. Idea of independent state in Deccan was first conceived by Zulfikar Khan, who in 1708 became the viceroy of the Deccan. In 1713, the viceroy got the title of Nizamul Mulk, and he was able to reorganize the administration and streamline the revenue system. In 1720, Nizamul Mulk was rewarded with the post of Wazir in the court of Muhammad Shah. Muhammad Shah means later Mughal ruler. In 1724, Nizamul Mulk founded Hyderabad in Deccan, and this foundation actually begins the physical breakup of Mughal Empire. They had to fight the Battle of Sakar Khera in year 1724, and from there he received the title of Asaf Jah. Mubriz Khan was the opponent in the battle. The successor of Asaf Jah dynasty came to be known as Nizam of Hyderabad, and after his death in 1748, War of succession followed between Nasir Jung and Muzaffar Jung, and as a result of which the Hyderabad state starts to lose its significance. Hence, among the various states, first was the Hyderabad, which can be categorized under the successor state, and this state was founded in year 1724 by Nizam ul Mulk Asaf Jah. Same name, title were given by Mughal authority, and after the death of Asaf Jah in 1748, war of succession begins among the successor of Asaf Jah dynasty, and as a result of which Hyderabad lost its significance, and it was further captured by British, and before British for few years it was enjoyed by Maratha only. Among the next state, this is the Carnatic. This is the name given to Coromandel coast and its near about area. Now, though no longer a political or administrative division, it is of great historical importance. Nawab Sadatullah Khan and the Dost Ali had the credit of establishing Carnatic state. Sadatullah Khan and Dost Ali, D-O-S-T. In 1740, Maratha invaded this area, killed Dost Ali, and took the successor as prisoner to Satara. After 1740, political affairs deteriorated and European trading companies interfered in Indian politics. For nearly 20 years, from 1744 to 1763, English and French British and French remained engaged in the continuous war in South India, which is popularly known as Carnatic War, time phase 1742-1763. So after Hyderabad, another successor state was the Carnatic. The Carnatic was having its geographical location in the area of Coromandel coast. Now this area has no significance, but it has its own historical value. The Carnatic state was established by two main persons, Nawab Sadatullah Khan and Dost Ali, but Maratha were quite keen to take control of this area, and in the battle they defeated these ruler and captured the successor. And after 1740, political affair in India suddenly deteriorated, and European trading company starts to interfere in Indian politics. For nearly 20 years, from the time phase of 1744 to 1763, English and French both engaged in continuous battle, popularly known as Carnatic War, which we will discuss in our next video or in coming series. Another important state was Bengal. Two men played very crucial role in making Bengal an independent state. First was Murshid Quli Khan and second was Alwardi Khan. Bengal of 18th century consists of modern West Bengal, Bangladesh, Bihar, Jharkhand and Orissa. No doubt an integral part as well as very important state for any administration. Higher posts in this area were appointed by Mughal authority only, and the main official in the province were as follow. First, Diwan, head of revenue administration; Nazim, head of civil and military administration; Bakshi, 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 military pay master of the area; Kotwal, head of political department; Kaji, dispense justice; and Wakai Navis, collection of news bearing political significance. So 6 main posts were associated regarding area of Bengal, because the area was quite big, hence its administration required bit of interference from central authority. And in the beginning only we have discussed that one of the significance of these states were, though they didn't allow Mughal to take internal decision, but the key appointment at various posts was done with the permission of Mughal only. And what were those key posts? They were Diwan, head of revenue administration; Nazim, head of civil and military administration; Bakshi, military pay master of Subba; Kotwal, head of police department; Kaji, justice delivery system was done by this post; and Wakai Navis, which is a collection of news bearing political significance. This big area was divided into Sarkars and Pargana. Sarkar was headed by Faujdar, and Pargana, and at local level also it was administered by local Jamindar also. So total Bengal was totally divided into 3 parts: Sarkar, Pargana and at local level. By 18th century, relation with Mughal became very weak and distanced. All Mughal were only meant to receive regular tribute, which were sometimes delayed also, but later Mughals never pay any attention as to by what reason revenue is coming late, or why it is coming in less amount, why it is coming in higher amount. They were only meant to receive revenue, whatever the amount will be, whatever the time it will be. Bengal in the 18th century has a major significance in modern history of India. Under this heading, we will discuss few leaders of the Bengal. Murshid Quli Khan. Aurangzeb sent him to Bengal as Diwan, where he proves himself as a successful revenue administrator. In 1717, Farrukh Siyar appointed him as Nazim also. Thus, only one man was holding both key posts, as a result of which influence of single man starts to increase. This loosened up the checks and balance system of Mughal Empire. Position of Murshid Quli Khan was further consolidated and he declared himself as Nawab of Bengal. He shifted his capital from Dhaka to Murshidabad and was a very capable ruler, and Bengal became very prosperous state. All the Jagirs were converted into Khalisa land, means state owned land, and Jagirs were allotted in the wild area of Odisha. Mughal Jagirdari system was replaced and the new system of revenue emerged, which was known as Ijra system. This was mainly a contractual system for collection of land revenue. Contractors were further known as Jamindars. New class of land aristocracy emerged. As a result of new land policy, new class of land aristocracy emerged in Bengal. After 1717, Bengal relation with Delhi remained limited to sending of tribute only. Murshid Quli established himself as a dynastic ruler. Ultimately, he was the last governor of Bengal appointed by Mughal emperor. Hence, this point is very important regarding examination point of view, as who was the last governor appointed by Mughal in the area of Bengal, and the answer is Murshid Quli Khan. After Murshid Quli Khan, Sarfaraz Khan came on the post of Nawab of Bengal, but for a only limited amount of time, that is 1739 to 1740. After Sarfaraz Khan, it was Shuja-ud-Din Muhammad Khan who ruled for a good amount of time. In 1740, Alwardi Khan, deputy governor of Bihar, in the Battle of Gheria, defeated and deposed Shuja-ud-Din, and now the administration of Bengal shifted to Alwardi Khan. Mughal sovereignty was kept alive, but dominance of Mughal in appointment purpose was not visible. Maratha by this time emerged as a major opponent to Mughal, and they attacked Bengal 3 or 4 times. So, hence, to stop the invasion of Maratha now, the Nawab of Bengal offered Maratha the area of Odisha and revenue also, but with a condition that now Maratha will no more attack Bengal. Mustafa Khan, another Afghan general, also gave good amount of loss to area of Bengal. In 1756, Alwardi Khan died and he nominated his grandson Siraj ud Daula as his successor. From 1756, on a quick note, Bengal starts to move toward political subjugation. Most of the richer segment of Bengal opposes the move of appointment of Siraj ud Daula as head of Bengal, and as a result, administration of Bengal was destabilized and full advantage was taken by British East India Company. Because British were successful in getting Farman of 1717, they shifted their focus toward Bengal and began to strengthen fortification of whole Bengal area. This was now objected by the Nawab of Bengal, and later, after a good amount of battle, this Bengal area was converted into a military conflict. This military conflict resulted into the Palasi conspiracy of 1757. British victory ended the rule of Siraj ud Daula and inaugurated the new phase of British administration in Indian history. Another successor state was Awadh. Awadh was situated between the north bank of Ganga and the Himalaya and consisted of Banaras and some district near Allahabad also. This particular area had a flourishing agricultural resources and it was a great trade route. Rise of Awadh as an autonomous state was the result of political pursuit of Burhan ul Mulk Sadat Khan. One name only, Burhan ul Mulk Sadat Khan, who was the Nawab of Awadh from the time phase of 1722 to 1739. And this title of Burhan ul Mulk was conferred on him by Emperor, later Mughal Emperor Muhammad Shah. After Sadat Khan, the next ruler was Safdar Jung, and next was Shuja ud Daula. Shuja ud Daula from 1754 to 1775. So first was Sadat Khan, 1722 to 1739. Next was Safdar Jung, 1739 to 1754. And next was Shuja ud Daula, 1754 to 1775. Shuja ud Daula supported Abdali in third battle of Panipat, which took place in year 1761. To see, with one intention only, to see his major political opponent Maratha on a weaker side. After after the Battle of Palasi in 1757, Battle of Buxar took place in year 1764. Awadh in this battle fought against British in alliance with Mughal and Bengal. This coalition army lost the battle from British, and as a result of which a treaty of Allahabad was signed in year 1765, in which Awadh was to pay 50 lakh rupees as indemnity, and as a result of which Awadh continued to shrink in political debtness. After the Treaty of 1765, British forced the Nawab of Awadh to sign another treaty in year 1773, in which again heavy amount per month was given to British Army for their presence in Awadh. The last Nawab of Awadh was Asaf ud Daula, who from 1775 to 1797 controlled the administration. He shifted his capital from Faizabad to Lucknow, and this was the time where Lucknow emerged as major cultural center. Asaf ud Daula was the ruler for whom a famous statement used to be said like जिसको ना दे मौला उसे देगा असफ उद दौला. Till 1801, English saw Awadh as a buffer state protecting Bengal against Western power. Western power means Maratha, and it was finally taken under control by British in year 1856. So, in this third video of first chapter, we have discussed the rise of autonomous state, in which we have discussed that three kind of state usually take place. First was successor state, second was independent state, and third was new state. We have discussed only successor state in today's video. We will, in our next video, will discuss about independent state and new state also. Among the successor state, we have discussed the region behind independency of Hyderabad, Awadh, Bengal and Carnatic area, and Hyderabad was like having a good influence, but because of the war of succession that state lost its significance value. Carnatic lost its value because of the continuous war between British and French. Bengal lost its dominance because of Farman given to British by Mughal. And last state was Awadh, which was used as a buffer stock by British so that Maratha could not reach to British. And by the end of year 1856, this state also lost its value. So wait for the next video. We will upload that very soon. Bye.